Star 104.5 and Black Diamond AFL would like to thank the following sponsors for making it possible to hit the field week in and week out. Wilson Security. Wilson Security is Australia's largest and most innovative security provider. Prime 7. In 2014, Prime 7 has more footy on more nights, live and free. Newcastle Herald. The Newcastle Herald plays an integral part in the hunter community. Star 104.5. Star 104.5 plays the music we all love and proudly supports Black Diamond AFL. BLK. BLK, the official apparel supplier to the Richmond Tigers, Western Bulldogs, GWS Giants, Adelaide Crows, Gold Coast Suns and Brisbane Lions. Belmont 16-Footers Sailing Club. Located on the picturesque Lake Macquarie, Belmont 16s is one of the premier venues in the Hunter region, offering the very best in dining, promotions and entertainment. GE Industrial Solutions, partnering with the mining community in the Hunter for the last 50 years, delivering safe and reliable electrical equipment and engineering services to our customers. The Entertainment Grounds Central Coast. The Entertainment Grounds has quickly established itself as the premier events location on the Central Coast. The Entertainment Grounds is an indoor and outdoor multi-purpose community facility for functions, events, festivals, weddings, exhibitions, as well as horse riding. Sports Coast Trophy and Embroidery. Sports Coast Trophy are the leading supplier of trophies and embroidery on the Central Coast. Waratah Sports. Waratah Sports has been specialising in sporting equipment, sporting apparel and trophies and medals on the Central Coast for over 20 years. Mercure Coinda Waters Golf and Spa Resort. Mercure Coinda Waters Golf and Spa Resort on the Central Coast. Relax or play and stay. Pullman Resorts Magenta Shores Resort. Pullman Magenta Shores Resort has 5-star resort-style amenities that make the most of our oceanfront setting and has been designed to offer the Central Coast travellers everything required for a productive Central Coast business trip, an unforgettable family vacation, or a relaxing weekend getaway. Subway Morisset. Subway Morisset is open 7 days a week, breakfast, lunch and dinner. Bar TV. Bar TV brings local grassroots sports and events to your internet screen or a pub and club near you.
Car 33, proceed to level 2, check on its service. Command, this is car 33, I'm going on my break.
Don't miss the Wilson Security Black Diamond AFL this weekend. Entry to all games is free. Check out the game times and venues at bdafl.com.au. Black Diamond AFL and Prime 7, your local AFL team.
Very warm welcome from wherever you're watching around the world. It is Black Diamond AFL Grand Final Day from Newcastle number 1 Sports Ground in the Hunter region of New South Wales on a balmy spring morning. Already very warm here. Good morning. My name is Ryan Webster. And joining me today, the stat man, he's a second division specialist, Andy Baldwin.
Good morning, Ryan, and very warm conditions out here today, mate.
Yeah, probably the first game this year. We know the early parts of the season were very, very wet. A lot of games that had to be rescheduled, but today, reminds me of a grand final from a couple of years ago. It was very warm. Also contested between Newcastle City and Terrigal Avoca in the Premier Division. Looks like similar conditions today, I dare say.
Yeah, no doubt. And I mean, I'll tell you what, both teams will be looking forward for a premiership. I mean, we saw last week between Nelson Bay and Newcastle. The women's competition finished up with Newcastle City taking the chocolates with a convincing 22-point win. But this is a lot more different today with both teams wanting to hunt at the premiership. The entrance more because it'll be their first premiership as a senior side.
So Newcastle City today taking on the entrants Bateau Bay in the second division grand final. Both sides 14 wins and 2 losses in season 2015. It was the Bateau Bay Eagles who qualified first, Andy, with a win by a goal 2 weeks ago. They had the week off. Newcastle City came back after the loss and beat Lake Macquarie, qualifying for today's grand final. Let's have a look at the teams, Andy. I'll get you to sort of talk us through firstly Newcastle City. What do you know about their side?
Well, I think they're very strong in the sense that they've got Daniel Gardner in there. Well, yeah, sorry, they've got a very strong lineup. It's basically with Gardner, Nunn, Drow, Lawrence, Hoffman, Taylor, Langdon. Jackson Playford, a very good player by the names of it. Bray, Starr. Simon Acker is always very reliable. Avery, Hamilton, Drury, Gilmore, and there's Hillary, Cotter, and James. And then on the interchange, Konchnik, Andrews, Ozarek, and Gibbons. I'm going to tell you what, Ryan, these guys will be wanting a premiership. I mean, they want to go, I think it's for 3 in a row. So
Newcastle City contested the women's grand final last week and got the victory there. They're in all 3 grand finals today. Second division, first division, and then Premier Division this afternoon. So congratulations to Newcastle City. Just quickly, we'll get the entrance Bateau Bay up on the screen. They're going for their first premiership today. All the best to them. We know they qualified first, Andy.
Yeah, well, I mean, they'll go through the team for them. It's Besley. We've got 2 Besleys in the side, but one in the far back line. Smith, Jabor, Besley again, Beckett. Caleb Bennett is a very reliable backman. Jack Kidd, Reed, McMahon. You've got Tui and Edmondson, Horman again, Edmondson again. Robbie Gray is coping coach. Field, Higgins, Cullinan, Walsd, Owen, Kennedy, and Shelley on the bench.
So this should be a really good matchup. This is what they all play for. So grand final day 2015 at morning. Coming up at 11:45 will be Division 1, followed by the Black Diamond Cup final this afternoon at 2:15 p.m. So a real footy bonanza today, but pretty much underway here, ready to go. Second division grand final. It'll be the Newcastle City Blues in the navy blue strip. They'll be going to the right of screen up against the entrance Bateau Bay, going to the left in the blue and gold stripes. So it's going to be Banfield for the entrance Bateau Bay, Hillary for Newcastle City doing the ruck work. Quick tip from you, Andy.
I think
Newcastle City, they're going for 4 premierships in 2015 across every grade. All the best to them. It's going to be hard and tough in the middle of the ground today. It is rock solid. It's been that way for probably the best part of a month. Certainly, you think it'd stay that way with the dry conditions as well. It's only going to get firmer out there in the middle of the ground. So straight away, the first clean possession is going to go the way of Bateau Bay. It'll be Harley Beckett who's got it on our broadcast side, and he's just going to switch it into the middle of the ground. The kick, it just floated a little bit high up in the air, Andy.
Yeah.
And I think it might have been Chris Owen to kick it forward. However, it was to no avail. It just only got as far as Jabor, and it's going to be a free kick there for holding the footy. Beg your pardon, I think it was maybe Josh Starr who kicked it forward down there for Newcastle City. And the first shot at goal for the day, after the holding the ball decision, is going to go the way of Oliver Gilmore. And here he comes in, Andy.
Oliver Gilmore, here he comes now for the first shot of the day. Looks good, it's there.
First goal of the grand final goes the way of Gilmore. Opening stages here. Div 2 grand final, Newcastle City on the board.
Wilson Security is Australia's largest and most innovative security provider, delivering a wide range of services to a diverse range of customers. For all your security needs, call Wilson Security on 1300 Wilson. The umpires today making their grand final appearance in the field: Sam Shergold, Harrison Crook, and Ryan Stanton. In the boundaries are Lincoln McCauley and Chris Valley. In the goals, Jody Jackson and Riley Luck. And on the emergencies is one and only Chris Burrows, who's done really well with the umpires this year, I must admit.
Absolutely. We're just going to go for a quick mic change down there for Statman Baldwin. They contest in the ruck again. This time it's going to be Avery for Newcastle City. Tackling pressure's pretty high, as you didn't anticipate, and flattened in the middle of the ground. There was one of the Bateau Bay players. They work it through hands here, Newcastle City. Certainly getting a little bit more cleaner possession early on, and he's just dropped that. But the umpire's paid a high tackle there, going to go the way of the Blues. It'll be Playford to take the free kick. I'm not sure that was there anyway. They go forward. It's a low pass, cut off down there by Brandon Reid. And he's got it on the half-back flank here for the Eagles. Just got to play a little bit of tempo footy. That's not a great kick. It'll go out of bounds down there in front of Harley Beckett, who's already had a possession out here on the wing. Probably had to be a little bit further of a penetrating kick up the line there from Reid. Probably going with the breeze, the Newcastle City boys. It goes down to Reid again, but it was really well smothered down there by Langdon. Ed Langdon in the 26 for the Blues.
Just a reminder to the guys that these are 15-minute time on quarters in the second division and first division. Good thrown by the boundary umpire.
So is that time on? There is time on top of that?
Yeah, 15 plus time on.
Gotcha. Comes back there to Langdon, and they go forward again here, Newcastle City. This time through Playford. He drives them into full forward. Well read there by the City full forward. It's the goal kicker. He's second for the day, Gilmore. Newcastle City, he just kept his eyes on the footy, Andy. The Bateau Bay players went for the man. Kicks his second for the day, and they're out to a 12-0 lead.
12-0 lead. A very good goal from Oliver Gilmore, and that's 2 straight for him. Prime 7, 2015. Prime 7 covers more footy on more nights live and free, and includes 4 games every round on 7 Mate, including the marquee Friday and Saturday night matches. Black Diamond AFL and Prime 7, your local AFL team. Stick around for 2 games this afternoon, but stick around here for Bar TV. We're the best in the business for that. Took
showed a really clean set of hands down there, Gilmore. He's kicked 2 for the day. In this league, it'll go a long way. You watch the footy. The fullback there went for the man. 2 goals on the board early in the grand final, certainly. They look up about. We're 3.5 minutes played here. 12 plays 0. Bateau Bay through to the grand final first after defeating City 2 weeks ago in a cliffhanger.
Umpire Crook throws it up in the air.
Yet to go into the forward 50. So another rock contest down here. Cullinan gets his hands on the footy for his first possession. Bateau Bay go forward. Got to him on the bounce. Well done down there to Langdon. He's been everywhere for Newcastle City. But it was Edmondson down in there, and they're trying to go forward. The tackling pressure's fantastic. It was well done by the Bateau player just to get a boot on it in the end. And I think it was Cotter who got the kick forward there for Newcastle City. They first force a draw. Well read back there, and they're going to chip out to this far wing. And they've got a little bit of time here, Bateau Bay. So Kidd drives them forward into centre-half forward. They're playing from behind, however, and just a little bit too easy there from the fullback for Newcastle City. Driving them down there into centre-half forward.
Straight away turned over, though.
Hallman here for the entrance. Bateau Bay will bring them back out to this far side, and it's really well read down there by Besley, who drives them into full forward. Once again, it's a kick with no real direction. Edmondson stood under it. Back there was Cotter. Just used a little bit of pace. Got a bit of the Ian Bakers about him from the Premier Division. Only goes back as far as Besley. Ryan Besley on his left foot.
Not the best
Went
kick
back
from
to
Ryan.
centre-half forward, and it's just end-to-end footy, back and forth.
It's like a game of ping-pong at the moment as they go inside from their defensive 44. Then it goes...
Good contest down here on centre wing. Got hands to it was Kidd. Couldn't take the mark on that occasion. Besley the handball out, back to Kidd, and Kidd goes down to that forward flank again. That's a better kick. Entrance Bateau Bay looking good here. It's a good build-up, and this is Vin in the 24. Gets onto his right boot. A lovely kick of the footy. Gets it out into full forward. Box seat here, Bateau Bay.
Well done. Good mark from, I think it was one of the Edmondsons, I think.
In the 26 down there.
26.
I think it was in the 26, maybe not.
Number 35 has got that Mr.
Beg your pardon, Mark Edmondson taking the mark down there at full forward. Lovely kick of the footy in there by Caleb Vin. And Edmondson. First score of the day here for Bateau Bay, surely. Just chips it. It's a goal. Straight over the goal umpire's head. They're first for the day. 1 straight goal for Bateau Bay. They're 6. Newcastle City 2 straight to Gilmore. They lead by 1 straight goal.
The Newcastle Herald plays an integral part in the Hunter community. The Herald's reporting and commentary leads public debate in the region, and its coverage of local issues from business and politics through to sport is entertainment is second to none. The Newcastle Herald, the voice of the Hunter, in print, online and on mobile.
Already here, only 25 to 10 in the morning.
You'd
probably say, it's already mid-20 degrees. It is very warm. Certainly the warmest I can remember a game of footy this season. So back in the middle we go here. Certainly a free-flowing game of footy, end-to-end kind of stuff. You can see why these two sides have ended up on top of the ladder. Who's going to consolidate that lead? Back into the ruck is Hillary for Newcastle City. Had a brief rest. Langdon's had plenty of the footy. Just dropped it on that occasion. Placed it on the ground. Wasn't penalised. Little scrubby kick came forward. They look all right on the edges. This man does as well. This is Kidd. Went back to Brandon Reid. A handball back further again, and they work it pretty well here, the entrance Bateau Bay, down to centre half forward. It was well done down there to Gardner that's Dan Gardner, the president there for Newcastle City. Only as far as Banfield for Bateau Bay. Just kicks it straight up in the air. It's scrappy, it's tight, and it's tough. Is that going to be a throw? Advantage is paid, and here go Bateau Bay through Banfield. Runs to 60 metres. Kicks it into full forward, looking for the goal kicker, Edmondson. Well done to the man in front there for Newcastle City, and play on's the call. Is that being held? Play on, said the umpire. Probably a good decision. Ball goes out of play. Boundary throw in deep, Andy.
Jeez, right in front of the third grandstand, I think, over there, boys. I mean, they wouldn't be happy with it. It could have been a free kick for a hold there, but it's inside the entrance Bateau Bay. You expect a goal here from them.
So boundary throw in, Bateau Bay starting to get their hands on it. It was a deep throw, and that's holding the ball every day of the week. Took it out of the ruck. It's going to be a free kick down there. I think it might be to Mark Edmondson again.
Yep, Mark Edmondson again.
So Mark Edmondson, we've seen the 2 goals already from Oliver Gilmore for Newcastle City. Edmondson will be lining up for his second from almost an identical position, maybe 10 metres further out.
Virtually right, basically 10 metres back. He'll go to shot to get him back level. Edmondson, the mark for riding. Nice and easy. Has he got it through? The umpire will say yes. They've got one back. They're in back at level turns. Well done, Mark
Second
Edmondson.
goal down there for Edmondson. 2 straight goals apiece here. 12 all Bateau Bay starting to work their way back into this game of footy where still early stages here in Newcastle number 1 Sports Ground in the 2015 Grand Final. The Newcastle Herald plays an integral part in the Hunter community. Their reporting and commentary leads public debate in the region, and its coverage of local issues from business and politics through to sport and entertainment is second to none. So 12 apiece here at number 1 Sports Ground. Newcastle City, they feature in all 4 divisions, including the women's in 2015. That's in Grand Finals. Bateau Bay certainly started well, as have the Blues. It's a really even contest. Banfield now doing the ruck work for the entrance Bateau Bay. Newcastle City go forward on this occasion. It'll be Star to get there first for the Blues, being trailed pretty hotly down there by Horman. Ball went out of play, I believe.
Yeah, we're doing it.
Just a reminder, we've got obviously the 3 games covered today. Division 1, 11, 45. And the Black Diamond Cup, 2:15. So certainly stay tuned in. Bateau Bay crowd, we can see a lot of them that have made their way up the M1. Mostly to the right of our commentary position here. And Newcastle City, as you'd imagine, the home team, their local home ground, plenty of their supporters have come out. No one able to take the mark out there on that far wing. It's a long way out there to see these players. Newcastle City just scrapping the ball forward. Tackling certainly at a premium. We expect to see that across all 3 grades. This one might... terrific mark.
Brave mark there. I mean,
certainly the best mark of the day so far. I think it's Reid. Great play there by Brendan Reid. Kicks it down there into centre half forward, looking for Edmondson. The ball bounces. Getting there first might have been Langdon. Didn't have the footy. Play on anyway. Wasn't paid in the end. Going through here is Drouth. Kicks it now to centre half forward. The Newcastle City player plays in front. It gets to him on the half volley. It ended up pretty good play down there by the Bateau Bay centre half back. I think it was Jesse Smith. They fight another battle. Certainly, I thought there was a free kick back here for Newcastle City. They get one on this occasion in the middle of the ground, I think, for a high tackle. So
definitely a high tackle there. I mean, good decision there. I mean, you'll take it into the 50.
You can see the City players lead forward. That kick just sits up. It goes over all their heads. It was well read down there. Brandon Reed's had plenty of the footy early. The only player down there for City was Akers. He couldn't get his hands on it. They go out here, and it's really well worked there by the Eagles back line. They've got it on the half-back flank, so they drive it up forward now, looking for Vin. Looks a pretty good kick of the footy, does Vin. Goes with that right boot once again. Down towards centre half forward. He'll be looking for Higgins. Big pack of players. No one could take the grab. At ground level, the Blues look okay, but so do Bateau Bay. Edmondson gets it back. Little handball up in the air to no one in particular. Ball comes to ground. It's going to be a free kick for a high tackle.
Fair call for the umpire there.
The Blues.
Very fair call. I mean, the last time probably these two played, I mean, up here at number 1, it was a firing encounter, and it's again... Well, I mean, it was Newcastle City the last time they played up here, but we did mention that the entrance won by a goal the last time they did play.
Yeah, so first to qualify was the entrance Bateau Bay. Umpire...
We'll call it back, I think.
I think it's going to be a blood rule for the Newcastle City player, so they'll probably get another kick, I dare say.
Yeah, and the umpires have been signified a blood rule too.
Thanks a lot to Bar TV. They put on the production for all the footy this season.
The best in the business, and they'll continue on for next year. All of our sponsors are continuing on next year as well, so it's good to hear. As I think, can we see who's coming off the field?
Certainly a little bit of
Claret.
blood there coming from the mouth of Ryan James in the 31 for Newcastle City. So he'll get that fixed up. Gets straight back on the ground. Reid once more. He's had plenty of the footy drives. Bateau Bay forward. It almost just went straight up in the air. But, gee, that's strong hands.
Strong hands, all right.
Really good hands down there from Darren
Plays on
Edmondson.
quickly, and
They play on quickly. And here go Bateau Bay. It's a low driving kick.
It's out on the full.
Ended up going out on the full.
Good effort, though. I mean, they're getting the momentum up. I mean, we've played, nearly nearing time on, 12 and a half minutes. I mean, they've controlled the last 7.5 minutes. You've got to remember that Newcastle got the first 2 goals right.
Yeah, they looked good really early, did the City boys. It was Oliver Gilmore in the 18 for Newcastle City who had all the early scoring. Bateau Bay, they came back and had a few scores of their own. Brandon Reid just drives them forward once more. Edmondson, the only man forward for Bateau Bay, and it was Droff there for the Blues in the 67.
More people coming in as we speak around us from the right.
They'll be pouring in today. 3 really good games of footy. I certainly think probably the closest contested 3 grand finals I've seen in a while across all 3 grades. Bateau Bay doing all the attacking here the second half of this quarter. Kidd, he's had plenty of the footy, drives them into full forward. They got some nice kicks of the ball to the Bateau Bay side. Down there was Vin for the entrance. Newcastle City might work it out here through Droff. They do get out of trouble, and it's pretty well played here. So Ozarek got it here for the Blues. Goes 1 kick further down to Alex Andrews. He's got it on our broadcast side, and that's a good little underground kick. Well worked here. Simon Akers has got it. He's going to drive them up the ground, just chips it up in the air. There's one-on-one battles everywhere. Well done to Cullinan, but even better work down there to Hamilton. Jono Hamilton was tackled. Is that going to be a free kick? No.
I wouldn't think a free kick there. That was a good
No
tackle.
prior
though.
opportunity. Really good contest down there by Cullinan and Hamilton. Umpire's going to have it. We're just about into time on here. First term 2015 grand final. So boundary umpire throws it in. Certainly Hillary's done the bulk of the ruck work down there for Newcastle City. Bottom of the pack is Reid. Umpire's going to have it. As you'd expect, Andy. 2 straight goals apiece to both sides. 12 all here. Who's going to be able to sustain the pressure for longer?
Well, that's a good question. I mean,
Hillary up against Reid here. Reid does a good tap over the top. He's been everywhere today. Cotter goes back, takes possession. Ended up kicking it 30 metres in the wrong direction. Was affected as he kicked. Bateau Bay just don't eyeball the footy. Well done to Newcastle City there, specifically Gibbons. And they go forward here. It's really well worked. Skills have certainly been on, and they've got players out here. It's Cotter. So Tim Cotter's got it. He's going to line up the big ones from about 40 metres. Just a bit of loose checking, Andy.
Yeah, well, I mean, good take from Tim Cotter. He'll take the shot. I mean, let's just say, he's about 60% he'll get it from the deer.
Started on the half-back flank, did Cotter. Really good footballer in the second division. Quick player, good skills. Let's see how he goes up at the big ones. So Cotter to give them a 6-point lead.
Maybe not,
As
mate.
he missed that one, it's the first behind of the match. So they lead by a solitary point, Newcastle City.
Just hit time on as well, guys.
Into time on here in the first term, 2015 grand final. It'll be Jabor doing the kicking in here for Bateau Bay. No, it won't be. He gives the ball back to Ryan Besley, who plays on. Must be a left footer is Besley. Kicks it along out here. It's a nice looking drop punt out to the half-back flank. Big pack of players. Cotter was there. The Mooney missed the goal. Brandon Reid has been everywhere. Long loopy handball over the top. Does well here. Just backs his pace down there to Kidd. He's been everywhere also. They go to centre half forward. Playing behind though was Edmondson. Well done there to Newcastle City. Playing in front. They've done that all day thus far. And they've got ample time here to just chip it out of defence. So Avery's got the footy. Goes to his left foot into centre half forward. Once again, it's a pretty even pack of players. Bateau Bay players, all of them committed to the footy. Clean down there was Cullinan. They get it out here, though, Newcastle City. It looks a goal. Excellent play down there by Akers. Kicks the 3rd goal of the day for the City Blues. They're out to a 7-point lead. BLK is the official apparel supplier to the Richmond Tigers. Western Bulldogs, both of those sides playing this weekend, actually. GWS Giants, they've had their Mad Monday. The Crows are still in it. Gold Coast Suns and Brisbane Lions, and BLK is the exclusive on-field apparel supplier to the Black Diamond AFL. BLK is beyond limits known. They have a nice footy jumper, let me tell you.
Yeah, well, I think we've just noticed a couple of strangers walking out on the bus. That's the first division probably of your Terrigal there, is that right?
Terrigal Avoca Panthers, they're in their first, well, not their first div grand final. Coach Stephen Lynch will be playing in his first. All the best to them today. They'll be taking on the Blues also. But a really good game of footy this one looks. And Newcastle City, they've been better now in the later stages. Cotter goes forward. Attacking the footy hard down there. Smith's there for Bateau Bay. Also down there is Gilmore for Newcastle City. Do they get another shot at goal? A big tackle. And the umpire in the middle of the ground has paid a free kick.
I don't believe that. I mean, honestly, he's giving it from the outside his zone again. And then
there was the umpire. He was 10 metres off the play. The umpire in the middle of the ground pays the free kick, I think, for holding the ball.
Well, I think it would be pretty or...
I don't like it when that necessarily happens. Anyway, Newcastle City are going to line up for a set shot at goal, Andy.
Yeah.
Probably saw something the forward umpire didn't see. So to extend that lead, they kick the goal. Newcastle City, after a dubious free kick ahead again. And I think it might be courtesy of John O'Hamilton down there in the 12.
Yeah, we are going for John Hamilton, who got that goal. Star 104.5 plays the music we all love and proudly supports Black Diamond AFL, and to continue on for next year as well.
So Newcastle City here, kicking away a little bit. It's been a super even battle. Probably winning the midfield battle are the Blues now. They've got a few guys that can go through the ruck. It looks like Bateau probably playing a more permanent ruck position. But it was Hillary again who got it. A pretty easy tap down. Reed's in there. Come from behind. Just got the kick away, did the Blues player. Bateau Bay here, they're under a little bit of stress. Oh, that's well done. I really like the game of this man, Besley. Michael Besley early on. Got to his left foot and just bombed it forward looking for Edmondson. They've played from behind all day, the Edmondson boys. That's not in the back, though. They haven't paid it thus far. It was a little scoopy kick out. Do they have a shot at goal here, the Bateau boys?
They do!
Scrap it forward. Goal of the day. Shane Higgins, Bateau Bay. And a late goal in the turn, deep into time on. They keep in touch, Andy, on the shades of quarter time.
They do, mate. That was what's needed. They got their first goal back from the 2 goals in a row they need.
So GE Industrial Solutions partner with the mining community in the Hunter for the past 50 years. They deliver safe and reliable electrical equipment and engineering services to our customers. Also the major sponsor of the Women's League. So 25 plays 18 here. Back to that 7-point margin. Gee, when they go forward, it's like old-fashioned footy. It's free-flowing. They've played from behind all day, the Edmondson brothers, but they keep getting the footy to ground. And the Crummers, on that occasion, it was Shane Higgins for the Eagles, was the opportunistic goal. It was really well played. So back in the middle again. Newcastle City probably slightly had the wood over them with the clearances. Tackling pressure really good here. Hardly anything in this game.
You'd think, the Entrants want to go another goal before quarter time just to get it back to 1 point. I think it'd be what Rob Gray and...
Certainly probably deserve one. There's nothing splitting them. You'd like to see it on the scoreboard. So here they go forward again. Down here, it's Besley down there up against Akers. He kept it in, did Akers. Did superbly, set the boundary umpire. Goes into full forward. Cotter got hands to it. Smith was there for Bateau Bay. No one can take possession now. Smith can. Umpire's going to have it. I thought he was going to play holding the ball. Then play on was the call. It just bobbles out. Little scrubby kick forward. Will that register a score? And he hit the goalpost hard. Did the Bateau Bay fullback. It was really good commitment. I think the shot at goal came from Kurt Avery, the bid man. And I think it might have been Blake Horman down there who committed to the footy and tapped it over. So we're behind there to Newcastle City.
And there's been a free kick off the ball. And it will go to a 50-metre penalty as well for a melee.
Well, I'm not sure what it was for.
Hot contested one, that one. But it will go downfield anyway. Plays on.
Goes back to Smith. So Smith's got a half-back flank here for Bateau Bay. He kicks it to a contest. Certainly heaps of one-on-one contests all around the ground. As soon as it goes to ground, though, they're hot on their heels. And here they go again. I think that was the goal kicker, Higgins. Did he have prior opportunity? He did, said the umpire. Well done there to Newcastle City, and they've got players on in the middle of the ground. One man, Ed Langdon.
Uncontested
ball. They go for Cotter, though, so Cotter's got it here. Certainly had an active first term. Tim Cotter.
He's going to
deep into time on. 26 playing 18. It's an 8-point lead here to Newcastle City. Well done there to the Bateau Bay backline, just punching the ball to ground. Might have been Besley or Cullinan. It was Smith, though, who got the footy, and he gets it back again to Smith. Kept possession, kept it in front of himself. Probably just had to beeline the footy a bit more. Cotter went in. He's a clean footballer. Little chip over the top. Good one-headed mark to Josh Starr. But that'll be quarter time at Newcastle #1 Sports Ground, Andy. The score, please, and the goal kickers.
Score at the moment at quarter time. It's Newcastle City 4-2-26, leading the entrance Bateau Bay 3 straight 18. The goal kickers, Oliver Gilmore for Newcastle City and has got 2. Simon Akers has got 1. Jono Hamilton's got 1. While the entrance Bateau Bay has got 1 to Shane Higgins and 2 to Mark Edmondson.
Just going to have a look at the ground here. It looks like Star's going to line up and have a shot at goal. He's going to have to kick it.
You can just
1,000
imagine
metres anyway, so that'll be quarter time here. We'll be back shortly with second quarter action. It's the 2015 Second Division Grand Final.
Star 104.5 and Black Diamond AFL would like to thank the following sponsors for making it possible to hit the field week in and week out. Wilson Security. Wilson Security is Australia's largest and most innovative security provider. Prime 7. In 2014, Prime 7 has more footy on more nights, live and free. Newcastle Herald. The Newcastle Herald plays an integral part in the Hunter community. Star 104.5. Star 104.5 plays the music we all love and proudly supports Black Diamond AFL. BLK. BLK, the official apparel supplier to the Richmond Tigers, Western Bulldogs, GWS Giants, Adelaide Crows, Gold Coast Suns and Brisbane Lions. Belmont 16-Footers Sailing Club. Located on the picturesque Lake Macquarie, Belmont 16s is one of the premier venues in the Hunter region, offering the very best in dining, promotions and entertainment. GE Industrial Solutions, partnering with the mining community in the Hunter for the last 50 years, delivering safe and reliable electrical equipment and engineering services to our customers. The Entertainment Grounds Central Coast. The Entertainment Grounds has quickly established itself as the premier events location on the Central Coast. The Entertainment Grounds is an indoor and outdoor multi-purpose community facility for functions, events, festivals, weddings, exhibitions, as well as horse riding. Sports Coast Trophy and Embroidery. Sports Coast Trophy are the leading supplier of trophies and embroidery on the Central Coast. Waratah Sports. Waratah Sports has been specialising in sporting equipment, sporting apparel and trophies and medals on the Central Coast for over 20 years. Macua Coinda Waters Golf and Spa Resort. Macua Coinda Waters Golf and Spa Resort on the Central Coast. Relax or play and stay. Pullman Resorts Magenta Shores Resort. Pullman Magenta Shores Resort has 5-star resort-style amenities that make the most of our oceanfront setting and has been designed to offer the Central Coast travellers everything required for a productive Central Coast business trip, an unforgettable family vacation, or a relaxing weekend getaway. Subway Morisset. Subway Morisset is open 7 days a week, breakfast, lunch and dinner. Bar TV. Bar TV brings local grassroots sports and events to your internet screen or a pub and club near you.
Don't miss the Wilson Security Black Diamond AFL this weekend. Entry to all games is free. Check out the game times and venues at bdafl.com.au. Black Diamond AFL and Prime 7.
Welcome back to the continuation of the Second Division Grand Final on Wilson, thanks to Wilson Security and Bar TV. It's currently Newcastle City 4-2-26, leading the entrance Bateau Bay 3 straight 18. Back with me is Ryan Webster, who's just been down on a hot surface out there. What's been out like out there, and what did the coaches have to say?
Yeah, went and listened to Bateau Bay's address actually. They were really happy they were up and about, but they spoke a lot about discipline. They don't want to let Newcastle into the game by giving away stupid free kicks in terms of being over-aggressive at the footy. But I think they were really up and about. I think both sides were. It was a really good opening term of footy. Good standard in Division 2. Some really good key forwards as well. They've got a good, clean set of hands. And it's going to be whoever can sustain the pressure for longer. I think the tackling pressure's been fantastic. But it's a hot day. Who's going to be fitter? Who's going to want to win this grand final more? But certainly a really good start. Really looking forward to the second quarter.
Well, Newcastle City are looking for 3 straight grand final wins in Second Division. They had 2 straight wins against, unluckily, Terrigal. I mean, you weren't playing in those grand finals, but you were lucky enough to witness them, I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely right. There's certainly a strong force across all 4 divisions now, Newcastle City.
Did you actually catch any of the women's game or highlights?
Didn't, mate. I didn't. I don't know what I was doing, actually. I think I called the prelim, and I was back on the M1 heading down south. So
Well, let's get
Ready for
underway.
a start here. Second term, it'll be Banfield up against the Newcastle City Ruckman. I think it might be Avery. And away we go again. It was a pretty good tap down there over the top. And going forward here straight away is Bateau Bay, I think courtesy of Banfield. So they kick it to centre half forward.
We've got a bit of room there.
Paul just bounces up. This is pretty good play from them. Shelley's got the footy, sells a little bit of candy, gets onto his left side. Playing from behind again was Edmondson. Good work front and centre down there for Robbie Gray. Gives it back to Edmondson now into the hot spot. Pretty even contest coming in hard over the top down there was
Has he got it?
a City player. I think it was a behind in the end for Bateau Bay. As we see one of their players come off the ground. He must have got a knock in one of the early contests here of the second term.
That's James Kidd.
Yeah, James Kidd, who's certainly a good footballer. Loved his opening term. So opening score there goes to the entrance Bateau Bay. It's one behind. So 26 plays 19. They go out to that far flank. No one easy to get there. This is a pretty good kick, though, just into the middle of the hot spot. Attacking the footy hard was the coach, Robbie Gray. Took possession, then dropped the footy. Little handball came out. Bateau Bay take clean possession. It just bobbles around here. Here's a goal kicker. Higgins, they said, you're the best player in our side when you're up and about. Looks a really classy player. Jabor goes to centre half forward.
Good mark.
That's a mark.
Great mark.
Darren Edmondson, terrific grab.
Well, I'll tell you what.
Certainly got hands to it, the City player, but he had possession the whole time. That's a fair mark. And Darren Edmondson, is he the goal kicker today?
No, it's his brother Mark. I mean, there'll be a rivalry in the Edmondson house if he gets more than his brother. In he comes. Well, look up. Come on!
It's a magnificent kick.
Beautiful.
First goal of the quarter goes the way of Bateau Bay and Darren Edmondson. 1 point ball game here. Second quarter, 2015 grand final.
Wilson Security is Australia's largest and most innovative security provider, delivering a wide range of services to a diverse range of customers. For all your security needs, call Wilson Security on 1300 Wilson. Good to see that Wilson Security is proudly sponsoring the competition again for the third straight year.
Beg your pardon, it is Isaac Hillary doing the ruck work for Newcastle City. I said it was Avery a few moments ago, so it is Hillary up against
Do you think the crowd support is half and half?
Banfield. Certainly Bateau Bay have turned out in spades. They're only in the one grand final today, so you'd expect that, but they've turned out in great numbers in the majority to the right of us here in the commentary position. In the grandstand today, good contest, and Banfield, they must be left-handed, just got that big left-handed fist in over the top. The kick goes straight up in the air. Nobody could take a grab. Getting Falcon down there was Josh Starr. Make sure you replay that one, son. Going through hard was the Bateau player. I think it was Cullinan. Just put his head over the footy.
Push.
And it's going to be an in-the-back decision there. He's going to go the way of Newcastle City. Andy Baldwin next to me thinks it was certainly there.
Yeah.
And it's Kevin Hoffman there to kick them forward. Not much of a kick there from Hoffman.
That's
Certainly being held was the Bateau player.
Yeah.
I thought that had to go the way of the entrance Bateau Bay, but not to be.
It's turned around, that one.
Yeah, Tim Cotter's got the footy here for a holding free kick. If anything, it was a 50-50 contest. Just drives them to full forward. Good contest there between players. The ball went to ground. Down there was the goal kicker, Gilmore. Couldn't take possession. And Bateau Bay here through their ruckman. Banfield try and get out of trouble. They can't. So Newcastle City go forward once more. It's a bouncing ball. Pretty much beats everybody. Eventually ends up in the hands of Ryan Besley. Has a bounce, does Besley. He's got some toe. Has two bounces now onto that left foot and drives them out to that far wing.
Good lead.
Now there's Shelley. So Mark Shelley double backs. He gets onto his left side also. And they're running hard here, the Eagles.
Oh, and found the fall. That's the dangers of having a
boundary line will beat them all.
Narrow boundary there. I mean, good effort there from the entrance Bateau Bay to get them that far, but that's not even a good kick. That's just
sloppy play there from the City player. Kicked it straight into the man on the mark out the front of the VB van.
Yeah, well, it won't be up until 11 o'clock, mate, so don't think twice.
Okay, bit early. Boundary throw in. Hillary doing the ruck work here. Once again up against the left-handed Banfield, Jaden Banfield. Loved his game thus far. Newcastle City tackle from behind. I think it was Higgins.
Yeah.
Terrific tackle. Gee, he looks a good footballer. Got the ball on the half-forward flank here for Bateau Bay. Drives them into full forward looking for Edmondson. Plays from behind. We know that. Goes over the back. Ball rolls through to the right-hand side. That's a behind to the entrance Bateau Bay. And scores are level in the grand final. Opening stages of the second term, 26 apiece.
They've had all the running this quarter so far. I don't know what Newcastle probably and their coach would have had to say at half.
They're playing the zone here, Bateau Bay as well. So that's certainly good to see. That one goes over the back. Higgins starting to assert his authority. I heard Robbie Gray at quarter time say, "We need you, mate. We need you playing well when your head's in the right place."
So I don't see
you're the best player in the team. So
Finn's about to come on, and I think it's Robbie Gray that's coming
So
off the field with a bit of a limp.
Shane Higgins certainly kicking with the breeze, the entrance Bateau Bay. It'll take a very good kick. He'll have to kick at 55 metres.
Yep, 55.
Right foot
gee.
drop punt. It's going to probably just drop short. Getting hands to it was Edmondson. They crash in hard, the players, but in the end it was clean work down there by Daniel Lawrence, who lowered the eyes and delivered beautifully to Ed Langdon, who had a great opening term. They go further out again to that far wing. Playing from behind is the Newcastle City player, but gee, that's a great mark as well. Can't quite see out that far. It might have been Josh Starr, but we're not 100%. Brandon Reid, arguably the best player on the ground in the opening term, just gallops through centre half back and now goes to centre half forward. It's only short 50s down here. Excellent play down there by, it must have been Daniel Gardner, the president. They go forward here again through Reid to full forward. Playing from behind, Edmondson. He's had a free kick.
Yep.
He's paid it for holding the man.
Holding the man, fair call.
Yeah, Kevin Hoffman was the recipient.
And there's a
And
good
he's playing
tackle.
on immediately.
Holding the ball.
On the footy, it's going to go the way of Bateau Bay. He must have played on immediately. I thought he handballed it.
Jeez,
Umpire said he hadn't.
Jeez, I tell you what. I mean, you look up for a target. Come on.
They're red hot here. 26 apiece here in the grand final. Flag on the line. They go to full forward again. They're getting plenty of the footy, the entrance. No one got hands to it.
That might be the best result for Bateau Bay.
Yeah, pretty good result here. Horman took it over the line for Bateau Bay. It'll be a boundary throw-in deep in their attacking forward 50. They've had all the footy halfway through the second term. So boundary throw-in. Edmondson down there up against Hillary. Just taps it down straight in front of his eyes. You can see down here the entrance Bateau Bay have the zone set up. So Reid sitting out here. That's pretty good play.
Correct.
Also out in the middle of the forward 50s, Chris Toohey. They've got a few loose players for that quick clearance from Newcastle City. Cotter's in there. And see, they might get it here, the entrance Bateau Bay playing in front. Down there was Ryan Besley. I think he's a left footer, Besley. Great handball back to Higgins. This guy's a good footballer. Kicks it into full forward. Good pack of players. That's a mark.
No,
Play on was the call. Handballed it back. Another behind down there to Darren Edmondson. Gee, they're doing all the attacking here, Bateau Bay. Not necessarily hitting the scoreboard, however.
Jeez, but they're in front. That's the main thing, I suppose, for the entrance Bateau Bay supporters. In he goes through the kick. They're good kick.
So Cotter's got it here in the back pocket for Newcastle City. Need to reassess. Just off the step goes Cotter down here to our far wing. Being held there was the City player by Michael Besley, and certainly a good decision, that one.
Waiting for the ball to get back. This could... Newcastle supporters want 50.
No, it wasn't 50 there.
No, any day to book, that would not be 50.
So it's the ruckman Isaac Hillary. So Hillary's going to go off a step as well. I'd really like to see these blokes get back off the mark a little bit more. Good play down there to Harley Beckett. Kicks them forward once more. Playing from behind. They love to do it, Bateau Bay. They take the front position, the backman from Newcastle City, and they come out to our broadcast side again.
But
Higgins. Just beelines the footy. Took a strong mark. Brandon Reid has something to say about it, but no, that's a good decision.
But I'll tell you what, I mean, turnovers are killing Newcastle. I mean, they're not usually a turnover team.
They
Pick up
absolutely
Newcastle,
are.
they're saying. Pick up.
Certainly some of the better players here for Bateau Bay starting to get their hands on the footy.
No ways
Higgins
having a
is
shot.
one of them. He loads up again, just kicks it to the top of the goal square.
Be minus score.
Edmondson of the Darren variety kicked a beautiful goal here opening stage of the second term. Just taps it over the line. And the entrance Bateau Bay now, they're out to a 2-point lead, 28 playing 26.
We've had about 9 minutes in.
They go straight up the middle of the ground. It's a pretty risky play here from City. Not really kicking with any purpose. Brandon Reid's had heaps of the footy. Just grubbers a little kick forward. Cotter's playing well for Newcastle. Kicks them out now to that far wing. Pretty good punch from behind came from Wolski. Ball goes to ground. No one taking clean possession. Umpire's probably going to have it.
Yeah, good decision, umpire.
Certainly in the second term, the entrance looking like the better side when the ball goes to ground.
Well, you know, at the end, I mean, Newcastle hasn't had an inside 50 this quarter. So.
Yeah, looking really good, and I'm loving the work of the ruckman, Jaden Banfield, the left-hander. This is good play, however, by Simon Akers. Just kicks them out to that far side. Getting there first, however, is Michael Besley. He's a paceman. He's a left footer as well. Like the way he plays the game. Got there on the bounce. Bateau Bay, they'll go forward once more, or they'll go straight up in the air on this occasion. Play on will be the call. It bounces anyway. Going through hard. I couldn't see who that was. Cotter. He's going to pay it for, I think, maybe a leg or something.
Who knows? We've just seen Mark Edmondson come down below us. He's just headed down to the change rooms. We don't know anything.
Okay, so Cotter Certainly got plenty of the footy, drives them out to that half-back flank there for Newcastle City. Well done there to Bateau Bay. They're just standing up all over the ground. Intensity sensational. Ball stays in. It's the ruckman there, Isaac Hillary.
Advantage down there.
Advantage is going to be paid there and eventually ends up with the City player out on the far wing. They go into the middle of the ground. Target that time is Bray. Look at the numbers, though, for Bateau Bay. They keep the footy in front of themselves. Sensational work.
She's there quick.
It was really good play by Harley Beckett. And look at them run, Bateau Bay. Goes deep into full forward. Came off hands. Probably look a little bit pacier at that part of the ground to Newcastle City. Eventually the ball went over the line. I think it was Doug Kennedy who saw it over.
Yeah.
Certainly some big boys playing down there for Bateau Bay. They look good once the ball's in the air, but when it comes to ground, Newcastle City, generally speaking, taking possession. So they come out to our broadcast side. It's Cotter up against Brandon Reid. Well done, Tim Cotter. Took a terrific mark over the top of Reid. Certainly one of the better players on the ground is Cotter. Couldn't take the mark there. Had ample time. Jabor, I think that might be. Good, strong tackle laid by him, by Sam Jabor. Gets a free kick for holding. Yeah. Does Eddie Gibbons. He dropped the mark out here that he should have taken a few moments ago. Ended up getting a free kick for holding the man. So Gibbons goes to centre half forward. Big pack of players. The target was Hillary, the ruckman. Brandon Reid's down there. Eventually the kick came from Michael Besley, the left-footer, to centre half forward. On this occasion, or on every occasion, Newcastle City playing in front. Josh Starr's got the footy.
And then this one.
Well done out there to that man again, Harley Beckett. Hasn't he had a good term? Good kick there. Came from Tui. Went in towards centre half forward. His kick was for Doug Kennedy. Kennedy eventually went to ground. Couldn't take clean possession. Geez, they're coming through hard. That could have been a high tackle on Josh Taylor. Play on was the call. Little handball out to no one in particular. There's Gibbons. Eddie Gibbons just scrubs little kick forward, but Bateau Bay with the numbers. Goes in hard again, does Gibbons. He's had a good couple of minutes. Not interested in the footy down there was the Bateau player. Handball came out from Playford, I think it was. This is certainly going up a notch, this game of footy. Bottom of the pack there might be Reid. Umpire's going to have it. What a good grand final we've got in our hands, Andy.
Yeah, mate. Well. I mean, 3 minutes of action-packed football. Good for up from the front.
He was uncontested there, the Bateau Bay ruckman. Going through his Tui. Does he take possession? He does well, does Tui. He'll want the boundary line. The ball will bounce. And it's well done down there to Darren Edmondson. Kept the ball in play. They got good skills, these big Bateau Bay forwards. Kicked it into full forward. Down there was Kennedy. Tapped it out into a hot spot. That was decent play. Also there is Josh Starr. Just dropped the footy in the end. Play on. Got it back, did Starr. Now Ryan Nunn. Got the handball away. Handballed it to Lawrence. And now Lawrence out to the broadcast wing. Attacking the footy harder was the Newcastle City player. It was Akers on that occasion. Now it's going to be a downfield free kick, for I assume being hit after the play. This is the goal kicker in Hamilton. He's going to go down to full forward. They've got to run out it here. Just run straight under the footy to Oliver Gilmore. They might have another crack at it, though. They've got possession here, the Blues. Runs onto his right foot, but it's really well smothered down there by the Bateau Bay backman. And a terrific tackle. Listen to the crowd. Lachlan Bray holding the ball, he says. And that'll be 50 metres. Jabor just dropped the footy, penalised for holding the ball. 50 metres every day of the week, Andy.
Every day of the week. Geez, that brought the roar from the gantry, from inside the grandstand, even on the ground. This is going to be huge, and they will put him back in front.
So Bray, holding the ball decision, went against Jabor. I thought it was a pretty tough call. Not sure the prior opportunity was there, but he dropped the footy. The umpire had already paid the free. That is 100% a 50-metre penalty. Great decision. So Bray in the 40.
Surely he can get this. I mean, just put him back in front. Looks all right there.
Kicks the goal as Lachlan Bray. Newcastle City back in front in the 2015 Grand Final and having the Blues fans turned up. Waratah Sports has been specialising in sporting equipment, sporting apparel and trophies and medals on the Central Coast for over 20 years. That's Waratah Sports.
Best in the business for trophies and embroidery, mate. I'll tell you what. And for the jerseys as well, I mean. There's a free kick. There's a second free kick, actually.
What a great grand final this is. I'm not sure what's actually going on here.
I don't know if probably was it for back chat or what. I don't know. But
so
we're going to have a second
this is exactly what Bateau Bay mentioned at quarter time, not being undisciplined and giving away silly free kicks. That's what they're doing here. So they're going to get another shot on goal in the grand final.
So James
and it's their gun, Ford Drury, who will have the shot. Massive moment in this grand final. Drury for back-to-back goals, purely because of undisciplined play. Drury goes back. He kicks it. They're up and about the Blues. Goal there before the ball was even balled up from their last goal. They get another shot from directly in front, make no mistake. And now Newcastle City are out to a 38-29 lead.
Belmont 16-footers is located on the picturesque Lake Macquarie. Belmont 16s is one of the premier venues in the Hunter region, offering the very best in dining, promotions and entertainment. For all the latest news and promotions, visit 16s.com.au or find them on Facebook.
Probably the first real big moment of this match. Newcastle City given a free kick after a goal to them for what we can only anticipate would be back chat or some sort of unwanted comment there to the umpire. It ends up with Ed Langdon, who had a great first term. He got the handball from Lawrence, who's also been really good. They go forward again here, Newcastle City. It's a great tackle, though, from Bateau Bay. Certainly the half-back line of Bateau Bay stood up really well. Play on is the call. They're battling ferociously. We're into time on now in the second term, on the shades of half-time. And it's Newcastle City, probably for the first time in this match, with a little bit of breathing space. That'll be to either side. It's been a super tight affair. They go forward once more. Ball bounces. Can Bateau Bay hold up here until half-time? Ball goes over the back. They're going to kick a goal, the Blues. They do. Massive moment. Newcastle City kick away. And I think it might be courtesy of Drury. It is. Kicks his second goal in 2 minutes. Newcastle City with a little bit of breathing space. 44 plays 29.
To give credit to the entrance Bateau Bay, I mean, we'll thank to GN Sport or Subway Morrisett. Is open 7 days a week, breakfast, lunch and dinner, trading from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Support the local business and Subway Eat Fresh. 7
a.m. to 9 p.m. there for subbers. Chris Bishop won't like that.
Oh, come on, mate. I mean, we've got to
14 hours. 14 hours of
trading.
trading. But what about this in the grand final? 44 plays 29. A lot to do now for the entrance Bateau Bay. They dominated the early stages of this second term. Love the work of the ruckman, Banfield. He's been super, that time with the right hand. I can't decide which hand he actually uses. Jesse Smith fumbled. Handball over the top. Oh, Newcastle City, they're going to kick another goal. Too fumbly, Bateau Bay. Hamilton kicks another one. And Newcastle City, in the space of 10 minutes, have almost put one hand on the Holy Grail.
The Holy Grail, all right.
50 plays 29, Andy.
4 goals in the space of 3.5 minutes, mate. It doesn't get even better than that.
This is the kind of stuff that wins grand finals. Sports Coast Trophy and Embroidery are the leading supplier of trophies and embroidery on the Central Coast. They are also proud supporters of the Black Diamond AFL. But wow, went straight through the hands of Jesse Smith. Certainly the confidence now looks a little bit down from the Bateau players. You can see the heads drop a little bit. 50 plays 29, all of 5 minutes ago, maybe 8 minutes ago. Scores were just about deadlocked. I think Bateau Bay were in front.
They were in front by 3, and now they're in behind. Oh.
And they paid another free kick for a hold this time against Higgins. It'll go the way of Ryan James, so...
We still don't know anything about Mark Edmondson. He's still down there on the bench.
Oh, they need something. They need a spark to Bateau Bay. Getting hands to it was Jabor. Gave away a 50-metre free kick for 5 minutes ago. They scrub it this time back into the middle of the ground, but they're not interested in the footy, Bateau Bay. That player was. It was superb play. He gets the footy back down there. No, he doesn't. It was a ruckman Banfield. He's tried hard. Good kick forward there by Jackson Playford. Only going to go as far as Cullinan, who played on with the right boot. Now goes to centre half forward. The ball will bounce. It'll go to the back to Darren Edmondson. Desperately need a goal.
Oh.
Misses to the right. The tackle was superb from Hoffman. And when you thought Bateau Bay might have just been able to reduce the margin a little bit, the pressure, which has been superb from the Blues in the last 10 minutes.
Well, I'll tell you what, they've had 10 scoring shots apiece, 4 goals 6 to 8 goals 2.
Just knocked out our cameraman here with my clipboard. Higgins takes a mark. Needs to get his head in the right place. We know how good this bloke is.
And on the siren as well, Ryan.
Now
this will be huge. You've got to think that he has to get it, otherwise there'll be a big spray from Robbie Gray, and
so 20 points is the margin. This will be to bring it back
to 14.
To 14 points.
Here we go.
Shane Higgins. He's already had a couple of kicks from this exact position a little earlier in the quarter.
Do you think he'd be too far out?
Well, he's dropped them a little bit short. I'm not convinced he's hit them properly just yet. Higgins kicks it right from the paint. Does it have the leg? Yes! Oh, it's a magnificent goal to Bateau Bay. Higgins kicks the goal. 14 points the margin at halftime. The entrance, Bateau Bay, 5 goals, 6 behinds, 36 points. They trail Newcastle City, the accurate Newcastle City. 8 goals, 250. The goal kickers, please.
Goal kickers. Shane Higgins has got 2. Mark Edmondson, 1. 2. Darren Edmondson, 1 for Newcastle City. 2 to James Drury. 2 to John Hamilton. 2 to Oliver Gilmore. 1 to Simon Akers and 1 to Lachlan Bray.
It looked like Newcastle City were going to run away with the grand final, but a great late goal there to Shane Higgins has kept them well in touch. 14 points, the margin in the 2015 Second Division Grand Final. We'll be back in about 15 minutes' time with the second half action.
Star 104.5 and Black Diamond AFL would like to thank the following sponsors for making it possible to hit the field week in and week out. Wilson Security. Wilson Security is Australia's largest and most innovative security provider. Prime 7. In 2014, Prime 7 has more footy on more nights, live and free. Newcastle Herald. The Newcastle Herald plays an integral part in the Hunter community. Star 104.5. Star 104.5 plays the music we all love and proudly supports Black Diamond AFL. BLK. BLK, the official apparel supplier to the Richmond Tigers, Western Bulldogs, GWS Giants, Adelaide Crows, Gold Coast Suns and Brisbane Lions. Belmont 16-Footers Sailing Club. Located on the picturesque Lake Macquarie, Belmont 16s is one of the premier venues in the Hunter region, offering the very best in dining, promotions and entertainment. GE Industrial Solutions, partnering with the mining community in the Hunter for the last 50 years, delivering safe and reliable electrical equipment and engineering services to our customers. The Entertainment Grounds Central Coast. The Entertainment Grounds has quickly established itself as the premier events location on the Central Coast. The Entertainment Grounds is an indoor and outdoor multi-purpose community facility for functions, events, festivals, weddings, exhibitions, as well as horse riding. Sports Coast Trophy and Embroidery. Sports Coast Trophy are the leading supplier of trophies and embroidery on the Central Coast. Waratah Sports. Waratah Sports has been specialising in sporting equipment, sporting apparel and trophies and medals on the Central Coast for over 20 years. Macua Coinda Waters Golf and Spa Resort. Macua Coinda Waters Golf and Spa Resort on the Central Coast. Relax or play and stay. Pullman Resorts Magenta Shores Resort. Pullman Magenta Shores Resort has 5-star resort-style amenities that make the most of our oceanfront setting and has been designed to offer the Central Coast travellers everything required for a productive Central Coast business trip, an unforgettable family vacation, or a relaxing weekend getaway. Subway Morisset. Subway Morisset is open 7 days a week, breakfast, lunch and dinner. Bar TV. Bar TV brings local grassroots sports and events to your internet screen or a pub and club near you.
Car 33, proceed to level 2, check on its service.
Command, this is car 33, I'm going on my break.
Don't miss the Wilson Security Black Diamond AFL this weekend. Entry to all games is free. Check out the game times and venues at bdafl.com.au. Black Diamond AFL and Prime 7, your local AFL team.
Welcome back here to the Wilson Security Black Diamond AFL Grand Final Day of 2015, where it's the entrance Bateau Bay who are trailing the Newcastle City Blues 8-2-50 to 5-6-36. With me is Daryl. Daryl, welcome.
Thanks, Andy.
How does it feel, mate, to be umpiring 350 field umpiring games this Grand Final?
Well, obviously it's a fantastic day today. Number one, sun's out. It's going to be a warm day. Ground's in good condition. So I'm really looking forward to a good run.
Yeah. So you're looking forward to the two umpires you've been appointed with. You've got Jake Bateman, who was nominated as longest with yourself in the BDAFL Umpire of the Year, and Joey O'Brien, the eventual winner. How do you think those two will be feeling before their game with you?
I think they'll be feeling like most of us, and that is it's another game of footy. Well, for umpires it is, but of course for the players it's their biggest event of the year.
All right. Well, we wish you all the best, Daryl, because I tell you what, I mean, come 2:15 when you do the first throw up of the day, we'll be all counting for you, mate. All
Thanks,
the best.
Andy.
All the best. Daryl Luck there, we're just for the good 350th umpiring appearance this week at 2:15. Don't miss it. I'll get Ryan Webster back. He's just had a chat with the opponents that will be taking place at the next game at 11:45. How did the confidence of the boys in the Terrigal camp heading into their game in first division?
Look, I think they'll be very confident, like all four grand finals, including the women's last week. I think very even contest on paper. So we've got another two great grand finals coming up this afternoon.
So I just interviewed Daryl Luck. I mean, he's umpiring his 350th game as an field umpire. He's been there since the existence of a Black Diamond AFL. Do you think, he'll lead his trips with panache?
Yeah, great umpire Daryl Luck. Certainly no arguments for me for him getting the nod today. But what about this game we've got here? Certainly the talking point would have been the 50-metre penalty goal to Newcastle City, followed up by a free kick after the goal before play even started for what we only could think would be demonstrative abuse to the umpire or something along those lines.
Well, time will tell on that one. I mean, I'll say this now. This is the premiership quarter. I think if the entrants want to get back in the game, they've got to get the first two goals. If Newcastle get the first two goals, you could say that they've got their names on their trophy. So
premiership quarters. We see Stephen Lynch go into the race, the coach of the Terrigal side in the Division 1 Grand Final. But we're back here for Division 2 third quarter, the premiership quarter in the premiership. Little handball over the top. Getting there first will be Michael Besley. Loved his opening half. Just kicks it to no one in particular. There was a bit about that from Bateau Bay in the second term, but they look a pacey side. Cullinan couldn't tap it in front of himself, and it'll be Newcastle City with a little bit of time just to kick it forward once more. Going back in the hole already, Michael Besley for his second possession. Goes out to this man, Brandon Reid, who's probably had 15 possessions in the first half. Has plenty of time to look into the middle of the ground. Lovely pass from Reid. Cullinan took the mark. It was punched out of his hands, but was allowed it to be paid. So Cullinan goes long forward into that one-on-one contest that they've been going to all day.
That's the way. He's back on the field. I think that's a big positive sign. That's Mark Edmondson. He's back on the field. I don't know what happened to that. He was on for about 15 minutes of the second quarter with probably tightness of the bit of cramps.
Yeah, you called it well, Andy, earlier in the day. He came off the ground, went down the race. Opening stages here of the premiership quarter. He takes a strong overhead mark at full forward. It was a good kick from Cullinan. Beat three players on that occasion, did Edmondson. So goes back. He might have pushed that one, I think, to the right.
And he has.
He does. So it would have been a good goal to get early on now. The margin 13 points in favour of Newcastle City in this second division grand final. Cotter's going to be doing the kicking in. We know how good he was in the opening half. He's going to come out to our broadcast side. They form the huddle in the middle of the ground. In fact, he goes straight up the middle, but the man who kicked the goal after the siren, Shane Higgins, takes an easy chest mark. Now just goes forward looking for Brandon Reid. Marks it on the paint. Little chip pass over the top. This is going to be a shot at goal. It will be. So the entrance, Bateau Bay, it's been well worked here. They've started just about every quarter up and running, unable to really get any scoreboard pressure up until this point. So this is a really important kick here from the entrance, Bateau Bay. Can't actually see the number on the back of the jersey here, so we'll correct that shortly. It looks a magnificent kick. Hits the post on the left side. It might have been number 26 or 15. Believe it might have been Pat McMahon.
It's good effort, though. I mean, I tell you what.
Pat McMahon that was there hitting the post. So behind there, 2 straight behinds now in the third quarter to the entrance. Bateau Bay, big pack of players. Besley was there, but Newcastle City player was the only one who stayed down. And he had his head ripped off after he kicked it, did Akers. It's going to be a downfield free kick. Silly play from Higgins. He's already given away a
50.
A 50, I think, earlier in the game, or a free kick for having words to the umpire. So they don't need that. They certainly don't need to give away any easy kicks here. This is Dan Lawrence. Kicks them forward, chopping him well. Down there for the Bateau Bay Eagles was Blake Horman. Played most of the day in the back line. He's been good.
What do you think?
38 plays, 50. So 2 straight goals, the margin here. It's deep forward for Newcastle City in this grand final. Down there was Drury. The ruckman down there, Hillary, put his head over the ball. Big pack of players. Umpire's going to have it.
So what do you think? I mean, if they get a goal here, probably, I mean, it'd be an 18-point buffer. And
no, certainly a long way to go. Yeah. So ball up down there. Ends up back with Lawrence. Arm went over the head. It was Higgins again. Jeez. Lucky not to give away a free kick. In fact, I think the umpires paid a free kick for a high tackle. It's going to go the way of Lawrence.
And he's debating the issue. And another 50.
And 50-metre penalty.
Undisciplined play again.
He needs to take himself off the ground, does Higgins.
Just calm him down. The coach has got to be probably screaming in his ear, calm down, calm down. It's going to be right in front of goals as well. So
can't do that in the grand final. He's already given away 2 or 3 incidents now for undisciplined play. Oh, and he's hit the post.
No.
I don't think the umpire had got him on his correct line. So
they'll get another shot there.
Oh, what a comedy of errors. I've seen it all.
Oh.
Seen it all, Andy.
Seen it all, mate.
Oh!
He's missed it.
He's missed the goal. Stubbed his toe. Oh, it was Ryan James down there. So what a let-off for Bateau Bay. What a let-off in this grand final.
Jeez, that brought the Bateau Bay up to their feet. I tell you what, they're right next to us.
Higgins comes off the ground and looks absolutely fuming. Anyway, out there, the mark was taken by Eddie Gibbons.
No, I wasn't.
No, well, play on was the call. Anyway, Bateau Bay have got the ball out on the far wing and they're running here, the Eagles. So after having a massive let-off, probably 2 let-offs here, they go forward. Chasing the footy down there is Horman, Nathan Horman. Couldn't take possession. Newcastle City could. And they just kick it back into the middle of the ground. This is a good bit of build-up. Might be Langdon there in the middle of the ground with the footy. He's going to chip into the middle looking for Lawrence, who certainly had a good impact on this game. A lot of players stepping up. He's going to switch the play and he's going to go for the long kick over the top. Oh, it's a pretty good kick. Unfortunately, clean bowled. Kozheknik goes down. Well done down there to James Kidd, who looks a good, classy footballer when he gets his hands on it. It wasn't actually Langdon in the middle of the ground. My apologies. I'm going to correct that for you shortly. Down there's Isaac Hillary. Ends up with that man Langdon. In fact, I think it might have been... Oh, Hamilton could have been held. Play on the call for Jono Hamilton. Kicks a goal. Open up the buffer once again. Jono Hamilton kicks goal number 4. He's kicked his 4th, has he, Hamilton?
Yeah, he's got 3, sorry. Mum's saying.
3 goals there to Hamilton. It was Jackson Playford who switched the ball across. Clean bowled Ben Konechnik back there. And now Newcastle City, well, can they claw their way back the entrance Bateau Bay? 57 plays 38. It's a 19-point lead. And certainly going to be tough going from here in a grand final. As we see the number 14, Shane Higgins, come back onto the ground for Bateau Bay. Certainly, you don't want to use the term, but he's probably let his side down in a few respects with some undisciplined play. Kicked a fantastic goal after the siren at half-time. Needs to assert himself here legally on this game of footy. But they go forward again here, Newcastle City, courtesy of Avery. Kurt Avery. The ball bounces. They're under immense pressure to the back line here. Well done, Smith, with the tackle. Taking it over the line down there was Simon Akers, who's been another great player for the Blues.
He's been one of the better players there, Simon Akers.
And at the moment, it's just Newcastle City who are controlling the footy better within the laws of the game. How many times have we seen undisciplined play cost grand final trophies? Boundary throw-in goes down to Brandon Reid. He's been sensational. Gibbons is down there, tackled hard by that man, Shane Higgins.
Just bear in mind, Ryan, that the last time these two played in the final, it was that they came back from 20 points down the entrance Bateau Bay.
Good tap over the top, down to Drury. It came from Hillary, who's done the bulk of the ruck work. Little left-footed kick, wasn't a great one. It actually went out on the full.
Right in front of the entrance Bateau Bay supporters. Not a flashy kick. It will be taken by number 26.
Yeah, it wasn't a terrific kick out that time. Brandon Reid was tackled from behind. That is...
High.
Oh, I was going to say holding the ball.
That looked holding the ball from where we were, Ryan, but I mean, I saw the high tackle, even though I've got this piece of steel work on behind me. So anyway, free kick will take it. Players on. Come on, he looked for a touch.
So just trying to sort of work their way out of a bit of trouble here at Bateau Bay. They desperately need the next scores. A big pack of players, but when it comes to ground, they look the goods to Newcastle City. And I don't know what they feed them up here, but they're big across all three grades. Look at them use the footy. It was good play by Langdon. Unfortunately, the last handball missed, and he's out holding the footy. It is. Well done, Justin Cullinan. Jared, beg your pardon. Got him mixed up with his brother. Jared Cullinan switches into the middle of the ground. It has to be a good kick, but the mark was dropped. They get another chance here, Bateau Bay. Little handball over the top was for Higgins. It missed the target. Brandon Reid, the ever-classy Brandon Reid. Kicks it into full forward, looking for Gray. Worked under the footy. Terrific defender's mark, taken by Josh Starr. So Josh Starr has it at centre-half back and goes out to the far side looking for Cotter, who's got a clean set of hands. Free kick's been paid for in the back down there, I think, against Jabor.
Yeah,
not necessarily sure that was there, but Tim Cotter, who had a terrific first half.
You wouldn't be surprised if the free kick count is probably double what it is usually.
Well, we know they play in front the Newcastle City back line, and they also play in front up forward. I'm not sure whether that's an intentional move by Bateau Bay. Anyway, Langdon just uses the right foot step. It's a throw. He's thrown that fair out. Has Langdon. Play on was the call. Good jump at it. Hamilton couldn't take the grab. Play on was the call. They got away with one, the Blues. Centre half forward it is here. Good tackle from behind by Higgins. Trying to work his way back into the game. Jesse Smith. Left-handed handball. Brandon Reid's been everywhere. Just kicks it out to the far wing to no one in particular. A 2-on-1. Plenty of time, and it's all happening here at centre-half forward for Newcastle City.
And the resulting free kick
as well. And they get a free kick. It's going to be Drury, I think, against surely not Higgins.
You wouldn't be surprised if we get a card.
It is. It's Shane Higgins. Costing his side a grand final here with just undisciplined play. James Drury, he's going to have a shot at goal.
Ring it out to 25. This will be huge.
So Drury, biggest kick of the game thus far. To put them well and truly in control of this grand final.
No surprise.
Drury kicks the goal. Newcastle City continue on, and undisciplined play costing Bateau Bay any chance of working their way back into this match.
Wilson Security is Australia's largest and most innovative security provider, delivering a wide range of services to a diverse range of customers. For all your security needs, call Wilson Security on 1300 Wilson. And we got another free kick. This time, again, it's undisciplined play. Hang on. This will get the fans riled up a bit more. Whose free kick is it? We'll wait for the ball to come back, and then we'll find out whose free kick it is. I don't know what the free kick was for. Did you see it?
No, so something's, I think, been said in the middle of the ground.
And it's another free kick to
Newcastle. It's going to
Newcastle.
go the way of Newcastle City. So Hillary, the ruckman, just getting given possession everywhere here, the Blues. Little chip forward down there. It was well done by Blake Horman to get a hand in it.
Oh,
and he's going to be pinged for a throw, I think. So another free to Newcastle City here on the half forward line. And I tell you what, another goal right now
would shut it.
Would just about, well, there's a long way to go, but Bateau Bay don't look like scoring.
I mean,
for as many kicks as they've had, they've probably given away as many free kicks.
I'd say they've at least given away 20 free kicks, and that, I mean, that is not to win that's not winning grand finals.
Anyway, we go forward once more. So Newcastle City, they go forward. Well done down there to Michael Besley. Played for Killarney Vale in senior footy. Got ripped over the head there.
No,
he's going to get a free kick, is Michael Besley.
Former Killarney Vale boy, is he? No.
Played in the grand final, yep. I think last year, actually. He's got Kid out on our far side, but he's going to go straight up Well, out to that far wing to a big pack of players. Certainly no easy kicks out there for the Bateau Bay side. I just scrubber it forward a little bit. Showed clean hands, did the centre half forward. Might have been one of the Edmondson boys.
New ball up. Gee. Tense feeling.
Stay tuned in after this match. It'll be Newcastle City taking on Terrigal Avoca in the First Division Grand Final. Following on from that one, we have the Premier Division battled out by the same sides. High tackle that time paid. It's a free kick to Bateau Bay.
They'll need to get a
Surprise,
goal,
surprise. Brandon Reid puts his head over the footy. For me, he's been the best player in the yellow and blue colours.
Well
and
Robbie
a terrific pass from Reid.
to Robbie Gray.
Finds his coach in Gray. A little chip pass over the top. Pretty easily worked. Comes down to Edmondson. Was off balance as a kick. Playing was a call, so it didn't go 15 metres. Do they get out of trouble here, Newcastle City?
Again.
Holding the ball. Play on advantage paid. Higgins kicks the goal, I think.
Hang on.
All clear, says the umpire. Goal to Bateau Bay. Goal to Bateau Bay, courtesy of Shane Higgins. Holding the ball decision went against the fullback, I think, for Newcastle City for the tackle by Edmondson. And it was Shane Higgins who kicked the goal to restore a little bit of faith for Bateau Bay. 63 now plays 44, Andy.
In 2015, Prime 7 has more footy on more nights, live and free. Prime 7's coverage includes 4 games live every round on 7 Mates, including the marquee Friday and Saturday night matches. Black Diamond AFL and Prime 7, your local AFL team.
So Banfield up against Hillary in the ruck. They need a couple more goals before three-quarter time. Do Bateau Bay if they're going to win the flag in 2015. Handball came out from Jabor, but it just went to nobody. Big hit was laid on the Newcastle City player, but it was just a little bit late. As is everything from the Bateau Bay side. That time I think the tackle came from Caleb Vinn. And it's going to be Simon Akers, who's had plenty of the footy. He can go the distance here with the wind behind him. Akers, he'll have to kick it from right on the paint. We reckon it's about 45 metres.
He's got the distance in him. I think he's got the biggest boot in Division 2. In he comes. Yes, sir! Simon Akers gets the response back.
So straight away cancels out the goal there to Bateau Bay. Akers kicks his
second of the day.
Kicks number 2 for Simon Akers. And Newcastle City open up that buffer again. Star 104.5 plays the music we all love and proudly supports Black Diamond AFL.
Also thanks to BLK, the official apparel supplier to the Black Diamond AFL. Beyond limits known, and I suppose the jerseys that will be on display in the next 2 games will be standing for our cameras on Bar TV. They're the best of the business for a reason. Just hit time on.
So just hit time on here. Third term, 69 now plays 44. It's a 25-point margin to the favour of Newcastle City. And the story of the day has probably been undisciplined play from Bateau Bay. Play on was the call. Bateau Bay wanted, Newcastle City I think wanted a free kick. Anyway, the kick goes forward. Was he taken late once again? James Kidd on that occasion was lucky not to give away a free kick. They need to...
No, I think it was against Kidd. I mean, he was taken high, and you could hear from where we were. I mean, they were angry that it wasn't a free kick.
Okay, so it was the Bateau Bay crowd who were upset. Certainly thinking they're not getting the run of the greens, but I can say, watching this as an unbiased commentator, the umpiring has been just. That's not a free. Good umpiring on that occasion. Reid was on the bottom of the pack. Hambledon went to ground.
Oh,
and
my
holding
goodness.
the footy.
Well, I must have think that
Well,
the umpire saw him tunnel it in.
No, it's not a free kick.
It's not a free kick.
That happens. That's happened 30 times already in this game. That is the incorrect decision and hasn't been paid thus far. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, Cotter's going to take the free kick for the Blues. He was off his line.
You have to take it again, take 2, mate. The crowd do not like this. I mean, they want...
So, Cotter.
He's going to have a shot.
He's going to go back and have a shot at goal. This will make it very tough for Bateau Bay now. Drop punt. It's gone across the face, I think, and out on the full.
Yeah, missed everything.
So probably a little bit of justice there. I certainly don't think that free kick was there for Newcastle City. Anyway,
Well,
we'll move on.
They deserved a free kick there, the entrance Bateau. But you never know. I mean, 14 scoring shots apiece between the two teams. It's just been the accuracy as well.
So Jabor's got the footy now for Bateau Bay. He drives it long out to that half-back line. But there hasn't been a convincing kick from a Bateau Bay player
All day.
for a very long time. But the ball just continually coming to ground. Well done to Besley. Worked his way through a little bit of traffic and kicked it to that far wing. But Newcastle City have been the better side for longer at cutting off their attacks. They use the footy a little bit better. They go to centre half forward. Well done back there to Blake Horman. Took a really good grab. Went with the left-footed tour, but it went end over end. Back to that same spot. It's always a 50-50 contest. Could have been Kennedy coming through or Edmondson. They go back forward once again. Smith came from behind. He's been at every contest. Well done down there to Cotter. Has he kicked a goal?
Oh,
Tim Cotter. Goal of the day. Newcastle City, they've got one hand on the Premiership Cup. Opportunistic goals certainly deserve their lead. And Newcastle City now lead to the tune of 75 over 44 for Bateau Bay. That's a 31-point margin.
Jeez, what a good goal from there. That's a player today nomination for sure. Newcastle Herald plays an integral part in the Hunter community, and it's reporting from public debates in the region and coverage of local issues from business, from politics, through to sport, and it's entertainment is second to none. The Newcastle Herald, the voice of the Hunter in print, online, and on mobile.
And surprise, surprise, another free kick paid in the middle of the ground to Newcastle City. It's getting embarrassing. They drive it forward once again, bounced off the chest down there of Simon Akers. He got it back though, did Akers. Did really well. Now just chips it up in the air to another contest. You got to feel sorry for the back line here at Bateau Bay. Puig hit put on down there by the City player. I think it was on Brandon Reid. They went on with it a little bit. Langdon, tackle from behind. Is that holding the ball?
Is that holding the ball?
Is that one holding the ball? Play on's the call.
Yes.
And he pays it, but I still don't think that's holding the footy. Few dubious umpiring decisions here. Horman came over the top. Little chip pass. Bateau Bay. Certainly one of their better players in the first half was James Kidd. It goes to centre half forward. It's been rarely sided.
Oh, no.
But a free kick that time against Edmondson for a hold. Darren Edmondson.
I don't think it was a hold. It was a clear mark of the opposition player.
They a little bit of lack of communication. Eventually ends up with Osirek for Newcastle City. Just threw it back to Cotter. Cotter had enough time. Kicked it forward. So they get another chance to attack down here. Akers kicked a goal earlier in the term, but just took it over the boundary line. There's no doubt the umpires are paying free kicks that probably are a little bit soft, but Bateau Bay would be a lot better treated if they started concentrating on putting their head over the footy, doing the right things by their teammates, and just worrying about winning the ball as opposed to arguing with umpires. Things aren't going to change now. They need to put their effort into other areas. Osirek boots them forward again, Newcastle City. Worked under the ball. Down there was Besley by Hamilton. Hamilton gets it back. He could ice the cake here. Jono Hamilton, left foot.
No, he hasn't.
Missed it to the near side, just to the left.
Champagne's still on ice. I mean, they need it. They lead
Well
by
into
now.
time on here. 20 and a half minutes played here. The Premiership quarter. 76 now plays 44. A 32-point margin.
Considering what it was at halftime, it was only 16 points. So, I don't know what Rob Gray, and for that matter, he's going to say to his boys at three-quarter time.
So they just play on here.
They've just got an open flavour, but that's
Besley drives them forward now. Had plenty of time. That was pretty good play.
Good mark.
Going hard down there was Kennedy. Doug Kennedy took a really good grab and moves the ball on immediately, looking for Gray. Couldn't take the chest mark, though, Gray. It was a wobbly sort of kick. Eventually ends up with Droff. He drives them forward. It might have been Langdon. Going back with the flight. Good grab in the end, taken by Blake Horman. They've battled hard of the Bateau Bay backline. Could have done with some help from their midfield. This is Chris Toohey. Now he drives them forward looking for Gray. Well done, Robbie Gray.
Good work, Robbie. Good mark, Robbie Gray.
That's a contested mark in any language. Handballed off to Toohey. Loaded up, looking up at the big ones. Goes to full forward.
Is it taking it?
They've paid the mark.
Yeah, well done. Well done, Mark Edmondson.
Paid the mark down there to Mark Edmondson in the 35. And the biggest understatement of the century would be that the entrance Bateau Bay need this goal in the shades of three-quarter time.
Surely he's not going to. Now on to Soren as well. So you got to think, if he gets it, I must admit, it'll give them a lead. bit of a reliever break. Here he comes. Edmondson. Mark. Yes. Gets the
Kicks
goal.
the goal to Edmondson, and there is a pulse. There is a pulse for the entrance, Bateau Bay. So at three-quarter time, it's the Newcastle City Blues, 12-4-76, leading the entrance, Bateau Bay. 7 goals, 8 behinds, 50 points. Andy, the goal kickers, please.
Goal kickers face to Belmont, 16-footers. Mark Edmondson has got 4. Darren Edmondson's got 1. Shane Higgins has got 2. The Newcastle City, Tim Cotter 1. Simon Ackers has got about 3. James Jury's got 4. John Hamilton's got 3. Three-quarter time here at number 1 Sports Ground. We'll join you with you the fourth quarter in a few moments.
Star 104.5 and Black Diamond AFL would like to thank the following sponsors for making it possible to hit the field week in and week out. Wilson Security. Wilson Security is Australia's largest and most innovative security provider. Prime 7. In 2014, Prime 7 has more footy on more nights, live and free. Newcastle Herald. The Newcastle Herald plays an integral part in the hunter community. Star 104.5. Star 104.5 plays the music we all love and proudly supports Black Diamond AFL. BLK. BLK, the official apparel supplier to the Richmond Tigers, Western Bulldogs, GWS Giants, Adelaide Crows, Gold Coast Suns and Brisbane Lions. Belmont 16-footers Sailing Club. Located on the picturesque Lake Macquarie, Belmont 16s is one of the premier venues in the Hunter region, offering the very best in dining, promotions and entertainment. GE Industrial Solutions, partnering with the mining community in the Hunter for the last 50 years, delivering safe and reliable electrical equipment and engineering services to our customers. The Entertainment Grounds Central Coast. The Entertainment Grounds has quickly established itself as the premier events location on the Central Coast. The Entertainment Grounds is an indoor and outdoor multi-purpose community facility for functions, events, festivals, weddings, exhibitions, as well as horse riding. Sports Coast Trophy and Embroidery. Sports Coast Trophy are the leading supplier of trophies and embroidery on the Central Coast. Waratah Sports. Waratah Sports has been specialising in sporting equipment, sporting apparel and trophies and medals on the Central Coast for over 20 years. Macua Coinda Waters Golf and Spa Resort. Macua Coinda Waters Golf and Spa Resort on the Central Coast. Relax or play and stay. Pullman Resorts Magenta Shores Resort. Pullman Magenta Shores Resort has 5-star resort-style amenities that make the most of our oceanfront setting and has been designed to offer the Central Coast travellers everything required for a productive Central Coast business trip, an unforgettable family vacation, or a relaxing weekend getaway. Subway Morisset. Subway Morisset is open 7 days a week, breakfast, lunch and dinner. Bar TV. Bar TV brings local grassroots sports and events to your internet screen or a pub and club near you.
Don't miss the Wilson Security Black Diamond AFL this weekend. Entry to all games is free. Check out the game times and venues at bdafl.com.au. Black Diamond AFL and Prime 7, your local AFL team.
Final quarter action for the 2015 Division 2 Grand Final. And Newcastle City have a hand on the Premiership Cup. They're 12-4-76. The entrance Bateau Bay completely outplayed. Undisciplined acts there cost them. They're 7-8-50, a 26-point margin they'll have to overcome if they're to win their first Division 2 Premiership in 2015, Andy Baldwin. Certainly probably a few free kicks that weren't there, but undisciplined play certainly cost them a lot of penetration in moving forward then.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'll tell you what, they have come from this behind point margin before, but it was 20 points in the qualifying final back at Adelaide Street a couple of weeks ago. I don't think it'll be a tough task, but they've got to get the first 2 goals within 5 minutes, I think.
They were the first to qualify, Bateau Bay, for the grand final. They had the week off. Yeah. They've got it all in front of them if they're to win the flag in 2015. Newcastle City well and truly in control. Who's going to win the flag? We're underway here in the final term. I've loved his game, Banfield. Tapped it straight down to Cullinan. They've got their guns in the middle of the ground. It bounced forward. They go forward immediately, Bateau Bay. Getting there first is Brandon Reid. He's tried gallantly all day. Going in hard was Higgins. Great to see him attack the footy. Umpire's going to have it. Straight away puts his hands on his hips. Higgins, doesn't he wear his heart on his sleeve, that bloke? Half-forward flank here for the Eagles. Ball up here. Tap came from Kennedy down in the Reed direction. Spills out the back now and getting clean possession down there is Alex Andrews. Sells a little bit of candy and then just handballs it into the middle of the ground. Playing in front all day of the Blues. Avery's down there. Handball came down there from Michael Besley, who's been brilliant. Reed. Going through hard again was Ryan James from Newcastle City. Just attacks the footy. Jono Hambleton jumped at the ball. It was Jack Rewald-esque. In there also once again, and they get a little bit of clearance here to Newcastle City in Playford. Little handball out, I think, to Langdon. He switches up play into the middle of the ground. Bounces over the head down there of Alex Andrews. They might get a shot at goal here, Newcastle City. They persist. Well done down there to Kidd. Put his head over the ball. He was held on for way too... Now it's holding the ball.
I do not know how that was holding the ball, honestly. Did he have the ball in his hands or not? This is going to be a sour moment for any entrance Bateau Bay supporter. If this goes through, I'll just say this now. He grabbed a trophy now. They don't deserve it. Sorry.
Konich, I hope I'm saying his name correctly, the left footer, starts it out to the...
Has it gone through?
Right, they want it touched, Bateau Bay.
It won't be.
It wasn't. It's a goal to Newcastle City. Holding the ball decision. It was a dubious one. From up here, it looked by all means as though the Blues player had gone on with the tackle for a bit too long.
Kosnitz got the goal.
And now a 32-point margin. 50 plays, 82 here. Newcastle City looking like they'll win the flag in 2015.
For the third straight year as well in second division.
Going for 3 in a row, Newcastle City. Good tap again by Banfield. He's certainly won the ruck battle. Higgins could have got a free. They go forward.
It's a good mark.
And a good mark then. Well done there to Bateau Bay. So Kennedy's got the footy.
You think he's got to get at distance, otherwise, I mean, you can't. Oh, there's Mark Edmondson and Darren. It's got to be out there as well. Looking for a tart. He wants to have the shot. But anyway, here he comes now. On the runway, and the runway went the wrong way for a point. 7-9, 51, 13-4, 82.
Ball just floats across the front side of the goals there. Stay tuned after this. We've got the grand final for Division 1. Newcastle City, first to qualify. They'll take on Terrigal Avoca. But Newcastle City in complete control. Division 2 grand final.
Here we go.
Going for 3 in a row. They come out to our broadcast side. Big pack of players and great mark there.
He's done it again.
Taken by Kennedy. He'll certainly be too far out to score. He's just going to bomb it into the hot spot. Big pack of players down there. Big fist over the top came from the fullback. Safe to say they need a goal here and they're not going to get it. I think that might be Lawrence running out of centre half back. Big shepherd was laid there by the City player. Clean bowled everybody. Little bit untidy there was Kennedy. Cullinan just kicks it out into space. A little bit fumbly below his feet down there was Kidd. Now he kicks. Out on the full. Tackling pressure was very good down there from Bray.
That just sums up the entrance Bateau Bay today. Just a preview for the next game. I mean, Newcastle City, as you said, got the week off. Yeah, Terrigal had to go to Hardway to beat, but I think it was against
Maitland.
Maitland last week.
Big Shepherd's here. Kennedy tries to break a tackle. Cullinan had his head ripped off. It's a free kick, umpire. They get one here, much to the pleasure of the Bateau Bay supporters. So Jared Cullinan's got it here. Centre wing on our broadcast side. Just goes off one step to centre half forward. Big pack of players. Well done to Brandon Reed. Probably been Bateau Bay's best. Good tackle laid over the top there by Harley Beckett.
We don't want this one now. We've got 5 minutes in and we've got just a little bit of a melee, but nothing too much. A blood rule.
And it's a blood rule there for Newcastle City. Ryan James will have to come from the ground.
I think it's one of the entrance Bateau Bays as well, mate.
No, I think he might be coming off for a spell. So another blood rule here. Certainly plenty being set at centre half forward, but the grand final slipping away here from the entrance Bateau Bay. They're going to have to kick 6 goals if they're to win the flag in 2015, and that would be without Newcastle City scoring.
It's not an easy task to get 6 goals against Newcastle on any ground.
Going up high again with that left hand. It was a tap down to Cullinan. Just backed his pace. It was a good kick into full forward.
Edmondson!
Well done, Edmondson.
Well done,
Took the mark at full forward. The endeavour's still there for the Bateau Bay side, and Mark Edmondson. How many's he got, Andy?
This will be through his 5th of the game. And
He's been lining up for number 5. He plays from behind as Big Edmondson, but doesn't he have a beautiful set of hands? So, Mark Edmondson kicks the goal for Bateau Bay. They've still got a pulse.
We don't want this as off the field. In 24-15, Prime 7 has more footy on more nights live and free. It includes 4 games every round on 7 Mate, including the marquee Friday and Saturday night matches. Black Diamond AFL and Prime 7, your local AFL team. It includes 2 matches today, 1 from the West and 1 from Melbourne. The West one will start at 2:30. Please stick around for Bar TV. You can watch it on the multi-screen if you wish.
So another free kick's been paid here before the game even starts.
And again, that's the 5th. That's the 5th I've counted for.
It's so the ruckman again, Hillary. He's already had 4 or 5 possessions just from free kicks. For umpire abuse, we can only anticipate, and they've all gone the way of the Blues, which says something. They go for once again, tackled from behind. It looks like it was holding the ball. It'll go the way of Bateau Bay. I tell you what, if they were to win this match, Bateau Bay,
it'd be the greatest miracle since Noah went up and said,
it would
"I
be
want
unbelievable."
2 of every animal.
So they go out to that far wing. A little bit too easily there. It was just sharked by Newcastle City. So they go to centre half forward. Over the back there was Cotter. Kicked a great goal earlier in the match. Just showing a clean set of heels. That could have been the grand final had that gone through. It might have been Hamilton, I think, with the kick. Didn't get any purchase on the footy.
I'll change my story again, mate. That was not like, it wouldn't be like Moses. It would be like King Lazarus returning from the dead, mate. Wouldn't you agree?
I suppose I would, Andy. So it's a 25-point lead here to Newcastle City. Doing well there is Drury. The footy went straight up in the air. Will the umpire pay a mark? Came off hands anyway. Came back to bound. Back to Drury. He'll get another crack at it. Umpire's paid a free kick.
Downfield again. It'll be more than likely downfield, but whose free kick is it? Come on, right, Mr. Standard. It goes.
It's going to go the way of Newcastle City.
And here we go. Undisciplined players. We're going to be recording in a
send-off.
Yellow card.
So a send-off in the grand final. How often do we see it?
Well, undisciplined play. We don't know who's gone on for field yet. But the yellow card has been signalled, and the rules state that you can be subbed from the field. As the third grandstand take a unfortunate. And there's another one. It's a red. It's been unbelievable. Number 17 gets a goal.
In the meantime, it's a goal to Newcastle City.
Eddie Gibbons.
And you'd think that'd just about be curtains for Bateau Bay in 2015. Certainly matched them with football, but unfortunately a lot of undisciplined play. You can blame the umpires all you like, but they're never going to change their mind. I don't know why they're high-fiving.
Who knows, mate? Eddie Gibbons got that goal. And I think it's now, as I said, he grabbed a trophy now.
Okay, so back in the middle we go. So 88 plays, 57 here. Newcastle City will win the flag for the 3rd year in a row. Brandon Reid, he's been gallant today for Bateau Bay. Tried his heart out. Good kick there to centre half forward. The kick down there, I think he was looking for, can't see the number down there, but it eventually ends up once again with Newcastle City. Might be courtesy of Langdon out on that far wing.
And it was out on the full as well.
Ball goes out of play, but how strong they are. They've made it 2 grand finals, or they're going to make it 2 premierships from 2 grand final appearances in 2015 thus far. The women won it last week. They're going to win the second division flag today, Newcastle City. 10.5 minutes gone in the final turn, but it's all one-way traffic. 31 points the margin. It's a lovely pass to Cotter. Held his line. He's allowed to do that. Cotter drives them into full forward.
Good mark.
And marking almost uncontested down there was Drury. James Drury pretty well held in the first half. Certainly got his hands on it in the second half.
Anyway, Drury from about 35 out. And he comes down the long runway. And 50 metres as well for off his mark. It would have been a poster, but...
Yeah, when it ran over the mark there, did Kidd. So it'll be another certain goal. I can't remember Bateau Bay actually getting a 50-metre free kick today.
They haven't had one.
They've certainly had probably the best part of 10 go against them. I'm not in any way mentioning that's the umpire's doing. I think it's been completely undisciplined play from Bateau Bay. They've learned a lesson today in grand finals. First of all, you have to attack the footy and make it your priority. I don't think they've done that today. Of course, that's just my humble opinion. Anyway, Newcastle City kick away again. So 94 plays 57. It's been a drubbing. Wilson Security, the major sponsor. They're Australia's largest and most innovative security provider, delivering a wide range of services to a diverse range of customers. For all your security needs, call Wilson Security on 1300 Wilson.
Fine sponsor, Wilson Security. We would have also thanked Bar TV, the best in the business for a reason. They're covering all 3 grand finals today. Hopefully the cameraman won't get too sunburnt.
Well done to the ruckman, Jaden Banfield. He's done superbly. Tackling pressure still there. Eventually comes out to Playford. Playford kicks up the line, and it might be Langdon, I think. So he's going to drive them forward once more, and they're still leading hard at the footy. Oh, well done back there. Not sure who that was.
Number 6.
It was Michael Besley. Certainly, probably with Brandon Reid, has been one of the best players for Bateau Bay.
It's going to be tough to decide the best on fairest on this today, mate.
Luckily, we don't have to do that today. That'll be decided by the umpires and probably General Manager of Operations, Gary Birkinshaw. You can just see the crowd forming now for the next match. Newcastle City, they'll be backing up again, taking on Terrigal Avoca in the Division 1 Reserves Grand Final. But look at this. Coming through, it's going to be a goal to Newcastle City. I think it might have been
Jono Hamilton.
Jono Hamilton kicks his goal. He's bagged a few now, Hamilton. And it's party time at number 1. They'll enjoy this now.
They've just cracked the century mark as well. So crack open the champagne, Newcastle City supporters. They're nearly there. Time on is about 1 minute about away, and you guys have deserved to be.
So 13 minutes, 50 seconds played here in the 2015 Grand Final. The drinks will be on ice. Newcastle City are going to win the flag, and it's going to be for the 3rd year in a row.
I'll be umpire Crook. Harrison Crook to throw. Very quiet game, but he's done well. Look, here he goes.
Good tap over the top there, came from Banfield. Only went as far as Josh Starr. Handball over the top. They've got a little bit of running here to Bateau Bay. They go forward once again looking for Edmondson. And I tell you what, when it's gone forward, on that occasion it was from Mark Shelley on the left foot. They've looked really good, Andy, Bateau Bay. Certainly don't take anything away from some of their players, but there has been a handful that have been more interested in voicing their opinions to umpires than they've been in winning the footy. So Edmondson, right foot snap, kicks the goal. Well done to Edmondson. He's continued to fight all day. It'll just be a consolation goal.
Just for the record, I mean, he's got today 5 goals in the game. 5 goals in a losing side. I think it'll be a good effort to say the least, but as you said, ill-disciplined play has been lacking from the entrance Bateau Bay. I mean, they had the week off, but you never know.
So,
do you think they'll come back stronger next year, though?
Certainly will. Very proud club. Got a good culture here and a really good group of players.
Especially with their youngsters coming in as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So back in the middle again. Banfield's rucked superbly. Cullinan tried his heart out. Goes down to full forward. Went over all their heads. Edmondson didn't even bother to chase it on that occasion. Eventually went out to that far wing, and they're running again. Newcastle City. Might be Daniel Osirek, actually. He's got a bit of the footy out on that far side. I've been calling Langdon. Ball's probably going to go out of play. So we're into time on here. The 2015 Grand Final. The flag's going to stay in Newcastle City. What a strong, proud, successful club they are. They have a winning culture, and they thoroughly deserve their flag in 2015. Boundary throw in. Comes down once again. Who's going to be in the running for the Best on Ground award? Certainly Hillary's rucked fantastically well. Tim Cotter's been brilliant.
John Hamilton as well. I mean,
John Hamilton's kicked a few goals. Certainly a few players there that would be in contention. And here's that man again, Hamilton. Marks it pretty much uncontested at centre half forward. Lowers the eyes, drills the pass. Well done, Brandon Reid, who's probably been the best for Bateau Bay. Goes straight up the middle of the ground. Playing from behind down there was Kennedy. Might have come back to Banfield, the ruckman. The ball bounced. Gray's there. Ball bounces again in front of Gray. Just tapped it in the Edmondson direction. Now Edmondson gets it. Reads the footy beautifully. Gets onto his right foot. The snap kick just didn't have the angle.
Lucky to get a score there, I must admit. 9-10, 64, 16-4, 100.
The flag will stay in Newcastle City.
For the third straight year.
They come out to our broadcast side. Good jump at it over the top there by Taylor over the top of Gray. Eventually comes back to Darren Edmondson. Little handball inside. Gray went again with the left foot to full forward. He'll be looking for Mark. Ball bounce there. Spinning round is the ruckman. Oh, he did superbly. Great goal there to Jaden.
No, he didn't, mate.
No, beg your pardon. Missed it to the right for Banfield. Certainly been one of the better players for the entrance Bateau Bay. But they're going to finish second.
Exactly the way they'll finish on the ladder, 1 and 2.
In 2015, Cullinan played on. Just ran around his opponent. Jared Cullinan lines up the goals, misses to the near side.
And misses everything.
Certainly when you look at pure footy, I think Bateau Bay have matched them for the best part of the day.
Yeah.
But there was a period for probably a quarter and a half where they let their emotions get the better of them. And it's cost them dearly with a player being sent off the ground in Shane Higgins. Certainly seen the best and worst of him today. Brandon Reid's on the bottom of the pack. Underground handball. Down there is Ryan Besley. Eventually ends up in the hands of Alex Andrews there for Newcastle. And they go forward once again. It's hard surface there. Ryan James just went straight under him. Harley Beckett's there.
Takes a brave mark there. I'll tell you
Eventually there's a strong grab there taken by Besley, I think it might have been. So he drives them forward. He'll be looking for Edmondson or Kennedy. Ball bounced. Clearing out again. Well done to the Newcastle City half-back line. They've been sensational. Handball was intercepted there from start by Reid. Hoffman handballed inside and they go forward again, Newcastle City. Well done to Harley Beckett. Looks a good footballer. Took a good chest mark down there in front of John O'Hamilton. So they'll drive them back to centre half forward, but it's all Newcastle City. Gray was the only player and actually effected a spoil. Did really well. Kick came from Dan Gardner, the president. Down there is Horman. Blake had a good day as well. Chest mark dropped in the middle of the ground. And they'll go forward again, will Newcastle. He's dominated the centre, has Playford. Went through the hands of Cotter. Smith was down there. Breaking tackles again was Besley. This one just trickles out towards that far boundary line.
Kept it in play.
Can't be long left here at number 1 Sports Ground. It's going to be a flag to Newcastle City. Finished the season on top of the ladder. Lost the first final. They had to do it the hard way. Oh, well done.
That is just
well
inspirational.
Done.
No matter what your points are.
I think it was Blake Gorman in the 9.
And he's...
Gee, look at that. He's going to lose a grand final. Goes back with the flight.
takes a good mark. But
Absolutely terrific. Gee, that was good.
and gee, but he hit that ground real hard. I suppose thank our sponsors for the year: Wilson Security, Prime 7, SAR 104.5, BLK, Vermont 16 footers, G Industrial.
Certainly stay tuned for the next match. It's going to be Division 1 action. Terrigal Avoca to take on Newcastle City. Should be a really good game of footy. And then at 2:15 this afternoon, it'll be the same two sides contesting the Black Diamond Cup flag. So Horman kicks out there looking for Banfield. Jaden Banfield. Looks a really good player as Banfield.
He's quick.
Just beats a couple of would-be tacklers. Does it beautifully. Now kicks down to centre wing. Numbers there with Newcastle City. It's going to be an arm chop, and it's going to go the way of Mark Shelley.
And I mean, the entrance crowd 150, but they won't get it.
Kennedy goes to centre half forward. Beg your pardon, Shelley. He was looking for Kennedy. Going through hard was Owen. Couldn't take possession. Ball bounces up here, but they're going to get out of trouble again, Newcastle City. The back line's been sensational. Owen laid a tackle to Gibbons. He didn't have the footy. Ball will bounce here.
Wouldn't be that long to go, mate. Let's probably about
But they keep the hopes alive of winning all 4 grand finals today, Newcastle City. They're contesting the women's, the second division, the first division, and the Black Diamond Cup this afternoon, and they've had the perfect start. They're going to win 2 grand finals.
Hang on.
It's going to be a free kick. Going on with the play behind it.
There's advantage.
Certainly had plenty to say. Advantage is going to be paid. Hamilton's got the footy. He's kicked his few goals. Goes to full forward. That could have been downfield. Just easy play. Drury, I think, took the mark. And it's a grand final to Newcastle City, second division premiers, to the tune of 16-4-100. The entrance, Bateau Bay, 9-11-65. They kicked it behind after the siren. Congratulations to them. The better side for the better part of the day, the more disciplined team, and they've done it 3 years in a row. So they win the women's last week, they win the Division 2 flag, and they keep the hopes alive to do all 4 in 2015. Could we look at the goal kickers, please? Andy Baldwin.
Goal kickers, thank you, Ryan. For Mark Edmondson finished with 5. Shane Higgins with 3. Darren Edmondson with 1. For Newcastle City, the winners, John O. Hamilton got 4. Drury got 3. Oliver Gilmore 2. Kochinek 1. Eddie Gibbons 1.
Okie dokie. So let's just have a look at some of the better players. For the runners-up, the entrance, Bateau Bay, congratulations to them. Thought Kidd was really good in the first half. Ryan Besley was certainly one of their best early on also. Thought Brandon Reed was probably the best player in gold and blue. Michael Blesley was right there also. Jaden Banfield rucked tremendously. We saw Blake Horman go back with the flight, took a terrific overhead mark. Looking down the list here, Robbie Gray tried hard. And Mark Edmondson was probably the best forward for the entrance, Bateau Bay. So it's well done to Newcastle City, premiers in 2015. Please stay tuned. We're going to go down to Gary Birkinshaw for the presentation of the 2015 Premiership Cup to Newcastle City. Thanks very much to Andy Baldwin as well. He'll be sticking around doing some stats in the other games. We'll be joined shortly by Nathan Tyman. So stay tuned in for the presentation, and then it'll be Division 1 Grand Final between Terrigal Avoca and Newcastle City.
11:45 start.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll just commence the presentation for the second division grand final. First of all, I'd like to put your hands together for both Newcastle City and the entrance Bateau Bay in a great game of football. I'd like to thank the umpires today, Sam Shergold, Ryan Stanton, Harrison Crook, boundary umpires Chris Valley, Lincoln McCauley, goal umpires Jody Jackson, Riley Luck, emergency umpire Chris Burrows. I'd now like to call up the captain of the entrance Bateau Bay, Brandon Reid, to say a few words.
Thanks, Brandon. Just like to say thanks to Newcastle. You guys were the best on the side by far. All the boys unlucky this year. Next year we'll come back bigger, better, stronger, and we'll win it next year. Thanks to the umpires. It's in the heat of the battle. Our club is not against any of the umpires. We thank all the umpires for umpiring. It's just you're out there in the heat of the battle and you just don't know what to say. So thank you to them. Without them we wouldn't have a game. Thanks to all the supporters, all our supporters coming up and cheering us on. Couldn't have done without you. Thanks to the coaches and everyone in the background that does a lot of hard work for us to get out here every week. Thanks very much, and I'm sure we'll see you guys next year.
Well done, Brandon. Well said. I'd now like to call Reeves onto stage, please, where we present the Best on Ground medallion, which today will go to Newcastle City, number 21, Daniel Lawrence. Out of making a speech, he's done well. I'd like to call on the Newcastle City captain, number 73, Kevin Hoffman, to say a few words.
Okay, congratulations, mate.
Firstly, thank you to the BDAFL. Third grade or second division is a great initiative. Brought a lot of people to
Don't worry about it, mate.
a lot of people back to the game. To the umpires, thank you very much for today. No one deserves that sort of abuse, and I thank you for your commitment to the game. To Bateau Bay, well done on a good season. It's an accomplishment to get to a grand final any time of any season, so well done on that. To Newcastle City, 4 years of second division. We've had 158 players, and we've got 3 premierships from that. To all 158 players over those 4 years, well done, boys. All 3 belong to you. Well done.
Thanks very much for that, Kevin. I'd now like to call Ryan Davies from the Newcastle City Club to come up on stage to assist with the presentation. Starting off with the medallions, number 10, Isaac Hillary. Number 12, Jono Hamilton. Number 17, Ed Gibbons. Number 18, Oliver Gilmore. Number 19, Josh Taylor. Number 20, James Drury. Number 21, Daniel Lawrence. Number 22, Josh Starr. Number 25, Alexander Andrews. Number 26, Ed Langdon. Number 29, Jackson Playford. Number 31, Ryan James. Number 32, Simon Akers. Number 35, Ben Konechnik. Number 40, Lachlan Bray. Number 41, Kurt Avery. Number 55, Daniel Gardner. Number 56, Tim Cotter. Number 62, Dan Ozarek. Number 65, Ryan Nunn. Number 67, Tim Druff. The coach of the side, Matt Baird.
Get Matt to stay up there, Ryan.
And the captain, number 73, Kevin Hoffman.
Hang on for a second.
Ryan, the second division premiership trophy for the 2015 premiers, Newcastle City.
Don't miss the Wilson Security Black Diamond AFL this weekend. Entry to all games is free. Check out the game times and venues at bdafl.com.au. Black Diamond AFL and Prime 7, your local AFL team.